Welcome to Reality D Times 2, the podcast where we discuss all the trash reality TV we love to hate. I'm Tanika, and today we are going to be discussing HEA. We're going to be discussing, by the time you're getting this the day after, so you're going to be discussing the day after the most recent episode. So you're going to be getting this is last week's episode. I was hoping I could get it to you on time this time before the next episode. Those days are good, but not so much. So that's basically what's going to happen. UK is going to be late again. This is a pretty crazy weekend. So yeah, this is what's happening. But I am recording this on a Saturday, this half anyways, and then the next half will probably be Sunday night after the next episode airs. But let's do some hot goss before we hop into the episode. So, Chitra has given birth to their baby with Sam. So, I haven't read this article prior to this, so we're going to do it together. Chitra announced she gave birth to baby number 1 with husband Sam on Monday, June 17th. The TLC personality, who is 26 now, took to her Instagram stories to reveal she had given birth to a baby girl. In another slide, she shared a photo of her sister cradling her daughter. Quote, "Having my sister here means free babysitter. I miss her. Bring back." Sam and Chitra first revealed they were expecting, as we know, their first child during the season 10 tell-all on March 3rd. So there are pictures. I have one picture here of Sam with the baby. So I'll post what I have. No, they got married in September 2023. But yeah, that's basically it. The only picture I have is with Sam and the baby, but I will post once this airs on socials so you can see too. Next piece. Now, I know I don't talk about Ed and Liz's storyline. I don't have as much of an issue talking about Liz separate from Ed. So this is about that. Of course, if you don't want to hear about it, if you don't really care, you can skip ahead maybe 2-3 minutes. So, 90-Day Fiancé star Liz Woods has shared photos with her new boyfriend. So I will also post what I have. So yes, after years, again, all of these articles I have not read prior to this, so we're doing it together. After years of turmoil with her ex-boyfriend, Ed, 90-Day Fiancé star Liz has finally found happiness with her new boyfriend, Jason Sungiga, and is letting the world know about it. The reality star took to her Instagram page on June 17th, where she shared a gallery of photos with her new man. She captioned it, "Love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you." So Liz had remained tight-lipped about her new relationship until recently, most likely waiting until her separation from Ed had aired, obviously. And that definitely makes sense. So I am going to screen grab all of the pictures that I can show you. There's a picture with just the two of them. There's another picture with them with her daughter. See her mom. There's another picture with her and her daughter. Her daughter's the cutest. There's another picture of the 90s themed and a foam jukebox. Interesting. Again, there's another picture with just them. I mean, he's that kind of cute that's like, you're really cute kind of thing. But it's not like, he's not like special, which is perfectly fine. Sometimes you don't want special. There's a picture with them beside a cutout Jimmy Fallon. So there's that. But she does look happy, and I think that's the biggest thing. And it looks like a lot of fans are happy for her as well. One fan wrote, "Girl, you never wore this smile with Ed." No, she is ear to ear in every one of these pictures with him. I am happy for her happiness. She deserves it, honestly. I'm happy she was able to get rid of him. even if he's the one who facilitated it, he honestly did you such a service. But yeah, this fan continued on to say, so have you found someone who treats you right and has a neck? Oh God. I hope this smile never fades. Another one wrote, this world was rooting for you, Liz. We are genuinely happy for you. I love your growth. Was said by another. Another said, you finally have the prince you always deserved. Another added, you deserve a good man, girl, who will treat you right. Another one said, thank goodness. It may have seemed like the worst thing to happen with the troll called off the wedding. Oh God, I love you guys. But you dodged the bullet like the Matrix, girl. You deserve this. Oh God. Another one said, no, that's more like it. Yes, know your worth. As well, I don't really care. But apparently someone asked Ed whether or not he met the new guy. I don't know why he needs to meet the new guy. They shouldn't even be friends. And he said, quote, guy's a pretty good looking guy. Yeah, more than you. I'm very happy I met them. So I guess he has met them. I have met the guy, he's really nice. I think they're within 1 or 2 years apart in age. That has nothing to do with it. Age has nothing to do with it. You seeked her out, Ed. You seeked her out. We all saw it on Single Life. It has nothing to do with that. It just has to do with the fact that he's actually probably, even though younger than you, way more mature than you. I guarantee it. Anyways, and he went on to reiterate all the bullshit he already said on the episode, and I'm not going to repeat again because this is just him pushing it onto her instead of dealing with his own shit. But anyways, that's it for Liz and her new man's. One more piece, which won't take too long. Apparently, I don't know what the whole Brat Pack thing means. I know it's a show or something. I know nothing really about it, but apparently our newest Golden Bachelorette, Joan, actually had a cameo in St. Elmo's Fire. This is kind of cool. Now, I know it's just a cameo, but it's St. Elmo's Fire. Anyway, it says that the Golden Bachelorette star Joan had her very own Brat Pack. Again, don't get it. Moment thanks to her appearance in St. Elmo's Fire. So she revealed that she was a background actor in the 1985 John Hughes, surprise, surprise, film. I didn't know he was behind it. But of course he was. He was behind everything in the 80s. Film while teasing her celebrity crush. She said, I love Rob Lowe, don't we? Oh, girl. Anyway, she's like, I think he's so freaking handsome and he's funny and he's a great actor. And she said this in an interview with Entertainment Tonight, which was published on June 20th. She said, quote, I was actually an extra in a movie that he was in. So I met him in person. I've loved him since I was 21 years old. I love it. I was in St. Elmo's Fire. You can see me like in a split second as an extra. Now I kind of want to watch it and figure it out. Anyway. Okay, so here we go. If you want to go watch it and figure it out, I will seek. I know I have St. Elmo's Fire in here somewhere, but I think it's a VHS. VHSs, I don't know if you've tried, look real weird on these newer TVs. Anyways, 52 minutes into the film, cameras catch Joan riding on a bicycle past the fraternity house as Lowe's character, Billy Hicks, sits outside. St. Elmo's Fire and other iconic coming-of-age movies in the 80s, like The Breakfast Club, earned a cult following. Duh. And if you are curious, many of those films stars, including Lowe, who is 60 years old. Molly Ringwald and Demi Moore are grouped together and referred to as the Brat Pack. Okay, there we go. Now I understand. Okay, so yeah, apparently St. Elmo's Fire was filmed in several locations, including Washington, D.C. and around Joan's home state of Maryland, which may be how she became connected with the background acting gig. After her appearance on the 80s flick, she did not go on to pursue a career in acting. The reality star now works in alumni relations for a school in Bethesda? Sorry, Maryland. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's basically it for hot goss. Let's head into the reason that we are here. So, season 8, episode 14, Malice in Wonderland. Okay, not to be confused with Alice, it's Malice. Anyways, Sophie and Rob, what are grits? What are grits? Now, grits is not a thing you see here very often. I'm sure you can definitely get it somewhere anyways, but something is you just don't see much here. Obviously, I know what the grits roughly are. I know they exist. What I also know is that describing them as eggs and sugar is not the right way to describe them. It didn't even look like that. It kind of looked, I mean, maybe there is egg in there somehow. I don't know. Maybe that's how she makes her grits. I don't know. This waitress. But I feel like they kind of had more of a, I mean, I don't know the consistency of it. To me, first glance, it looked thin, but I don't think it actually is. But it kind of looked like a porridge in a sense. Kind of like that. I mean, this is what I'm saying, what it looks like to me. I'd still eat the hell out of it though. I mean, I've heard grits are really, really good. But she describes it as prison food. How dare you? Like, you are insulting so many people who eat, like, or grits is prevalent in their state. Especially, like, you're in Texas, like, it's gonna be a thing. And you're just like, it tastes like prison food. And then she describes that British food is better than, like, British breakfast food is better than American breakfast food. American breakfast food is all kinds of different things. It's whatever you want it to be. I say American, but that can also be Canadian, whatever, North American. In the grand scheme of things, we'll just say, well, we're not going to loop Mexico into that. We'll just say North American and call it a day. That can be whatever you want it to be. It could be eggs, toast, pancakes, waffles, whatever the fuck you want it to be. You want grilled cheese? Go for it. It can be whatever you want it to be, okay? You don't have to have grits. You don't have to have it if you don't want to. But grits is considered a breakfast food. So it's just whatever you want it to be. It's what breakfast is. That's what I think breakfast is. It's just what it is. You can even have steak and egg or steak and potatoes. I think people, apparently that could happen too. Or steak and eggs, or sorry, not eggs. I keep saying eggs, steak and potatoes, but that's not what I would do. Steak is very filling. I love me some steak, but I'm just saying. Anyways, yeah, that's not my thing. But apparently there are people who do that too. Cereal. I forgot about cereal. You could have cereal too. But her describing British food, for the most part, sounds like what anyone else eats in anywhere else, except for the baked beans. No fucking thank you. That's just a personal thing for me. But, I mean, yeah, I just, anything, I have not been to England. I would love to go to England. One day I'm fine. I've been preparing all my life to be in a damper climate. Trust me. Okay. I live in Canada. Okay. I have no problems going to England one day. I definitely want to do it. But I haven't heard that British food is like one of those things that people flock to. So calm down, Soph. Calm down. Anyway. But yeah, I think the funniest thing though is that she just keeps asking like, what's this? What's this? And I just thought, what's this? What's this? Jessica Wilton, what's this? What's this? I love it. But anyway, I mean, yeah, she's talking about how the sausage, because the food actually gets there. She's talking about the sausage being round. She's like, I've been here. I haven't seen sausages be round. Some sausages are round. It's just how they've cut it. Like, I don't know if it actually comes that way. I don't eat sausage, guys. I don't. I'm sorry. I have a huge, I have, I have tried sausage. I tried sausage when I was in Jamaica when I was like 4, but I like got sick off of it. And then I just had a forever like trauma response to eating sausage. So I don't touch sausage, but I have seen sausage be round. Tim Hortons, you can get like sausage breakfast sandwich, right? And they're round. It's just, it's kind of like pea meal bacon as well. Pea meal bacon is round. It's still bacon, but it's round. I love pea meal bacon. Anyway, so she's complaining about the sausage being round. So then we kind of get into the Rob conversation, and Rob has been texting her, and Claire is like, is he being a knob? Claire, first of all, number one, he's always being a knob. He wakes up in the morning, he's a knob, okay? But you need to start calling him a knob. You really do. Anyways, Claire asks, would you go back to him? Would you go, or sorry, not to him, would you go back to London? And she's like, I don't know. And she's like, I'll go back with you. I'll go back with you. She's like, you don't need to go back with me. Like, well, do you want to get a place here? We get a place here. She's like, no, I'm really good. She's like, well, wherever you go, I gotta go too. I gotta follow you. That is toxic behavior. And the reason why I think knowing what we know now, I think the reason that Claire needs to follow her is because Sophie is bankrolling her, and it's pretty fucking sad. Anyway, which is funny because wasn't the whole argument last season about Mexico, them staying in Mexico at one point, and the whole thing was, well, you didn't pay the rent, I did. Did you or did Sophie? Because I can't remember exactly, but I remember, maybe I'm remembering this wrong, but I thought Sophie said, no, I did. I thought I heard that, but I don't know. But it is interesting to me, not kind of knowing everything we know. But she says that she doesn't want to leave Rob. She's glutton. Claire thinks that she should just end it. And honestly, I want Sophie to come to the realization that it's time to end it. She has to come to that realization by herself. She can't just do because others want her to. Personally, I agree with Claire. I hate to say it, but she herself has to come to that realization. Because then she will always go back until she comes to that. But she tells Sophie, I don't think you should move back there. It's toxic. And there's so many fucking spiders. Anyway, Sophie is like, well, yeah, I think I'll stay with Kay as how to tell him that's my plan. And she's like, I can see the lecture now. And then Claire's like, well, then if you're gonna go, maybe I should go with you. Make it easier. Maybe then he won't lecture you so hard. I mean, I totally get what Claire's doing here. I kind of don't disagree with her. But I don't think you should go. Anyways, anyway, and in the moment she says that, I love him as a person, this is Sophie. He's a great person. She's like, I mean, he is a dick to me, yes, but he's great. Well, then if he's a dick to you, Sophie, he's not great. He's not great. He is, as your mom says, a knob, and as you say, a dick. Same thing. So Sophie is at the apartment now, and Claire is too, as we know. And she can't even walk up the damn stairs. So why did she come? Like, are you kidding? If I saw those many stairs, and I'm on crutches because my ex-boyfriend ran into a tree or some shit, I'm not going up. I'm not. So yeah, she's gonna be talking to him about leaving and staying with Kay again. And she gets into the house, and he bought her a squishmallow with another little one inside of said squishmallow. And she loves it. She's very happy. She loves stuffed animals. Clearly, he at least knows that about her. And I think it's Claire. She's kind of like, well, what now? Like, if she's still gonna do it. And he ends up saying to fucking Claire, while Sophie is playing with the Squishmallow, which they're so cute, by the way. Oh, I want one. Anyway, he ends up saying to Claire, listen, Claire, I do apologize for yesterday. I didn't mean to, upset you. Are you fucking kidding me? This is all a manipulation tactic. Let me buy you the Squishmallow with the little Squishmallow inside as well. Let me apologize to your mom, which he never would have done if she didn't show up. Because he did say when she walked in, he's like, she's got some nerve coming to my house. I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? Like, this is all a manipulation tactic on his part. None of it's genuine. And Claire is like, I appreciate that. It's like, I'm sorry for raising my voice. Yeah, no, she's not. She has to say something. But what brings you here, Rob asks? Well, she's like, I feel bad now. And he's like, what? Why do you feel bad? Why do you feel, look at my ass. Why do you feel bad? And she's like, I do need a few days to myself, a case to process everything. So I'm going to go get my stuff now. And I think you should also process everything too. And he says, you've said this before, which, yeah, and she was gone for like 4 months. She needs a lot of time, Rob, to process. She's like, yeah, but I can't pretend things are okay. You made my mom cry. No, Sophie, that is another manipulation tactic on your mom's side. Your mom is an actress. And she's a person who knows what she has to do to get what she wants. And she knows because there is this close bond between the two of you that if I cry for every little, there's no reason for her to cry. If I cry, then it's going to work in my favor. Both of these people are so fucking toxic for her. Yeah, that was also a manipulation tactic. So with that said though, he really truly didn't say anything to elicit tears. So that's not Rob's problem that your mom can't hold her shit together. Anyways. Yeah, I think he said like this is some bullshit or something, or maybe I wrote that, I don't know. And he's like, I apologize to Claire. I bought her a gift. Wait, you're doing the bare fucking minimum, Rob. Apologizing to her mom is the bare fucking minimum. Buying her Squishmallows is the bare fucking minimum. What she fucking needs from you is for you to be her fucking husband and to be, I'm not saying nice because that's the wrong word to use, but to be a decent person. Be the person that she wants to be with every day, that she wants to lie with every day, wake up to every day, who she actually maybe wants to have sex with. You're not doing any of those things. You're not. And the fact that you want credit for just doing what the basics is fucking beyond me. Like, are you fake? You can't be fucking serious. Listen, I have been here and I've done that with my current boyfriend, with my partner, where we've gone through hell and back, breakups, all of it. And we're in a healthy place now because he needed to do the bare minimum, and that was the work. That's the bare minimum that I will accept, is you need to do the fucking work on you. And then when that comes into place and that comes into fruition, then we can start doing the work on us. And it's going to make it so much easier because you've done the bare minimum for you. That's what Rob needs to do. But the difference between my partner and Rob is my partner's not a narcissist. Rob is. He doesn't think he does anything wrong. And he thinks that if I do this, if I go out there and buy her something she loves, it's going to be just fine. No, it's not. And I don't, personally for me, I don't particularly like Sophie running away from situations, but I also like the fact that she can have the realization that this isn't going to work. What I'm doing isn't working. So either you're all in or you're all out. And I do believe she's on the way out. And I'm okay with that. Obviously, we know they're not together now. But this is the step in the right direction. And this is also making me start to wonder, because we didn't know all of this. All of this has been going on since practically the moment they landed in Texas. I have a theory that during the tell-all for the last season, they weren't even together anymore. And I think you can tell by the color of her hair. They weren't even together anymore. She was able to go brunette because that was her way of freeing herself. That was from him. I do believe Rob wanted her to go blonde, and this was her fuck you to him. They weren't even together anymore. That's my theory. Anyway, that's it for Rob and Sophie. Let's head in with Jasmine and Gino. So she's in the park doing yoga, and he's coming over, and he's like, I think he says hi. I think so, yeah. Oh no, he says hola. He does say hi, but he says it in Spanish. He says hola. And she just looks at him. She's like, the fuck? And he's like, I think we should go to lunch and we should talk. And she does agree. And Jasmine's like, I am mentally exhausted. And he's like, yeah, me too. And she's like, poor Gino. Jasmine, I said it like him. Jasmine, he's allowed to be exhausted too, mentally. Even though he's being a jerk, he's allowed to be mentally exhausted too. Anyway, she tells him, you told me that I'm not attractive. And he's like, no, I didn't. He says, you told me that I'm not a provider. I'm going to say like him because he's so annoying. He's like, it's like, I paid the pageant fee and I got no credit for it because you don't deserve the credit. Uncle Marco does. Sorry. You deserve the credit for just paying it, but you don't get the credit for having the idea to do it. Anyway, she says, I am sorry that I hurt your feelings. Okay. Oh, sorry, that I hurt your masculinity is what she said. She's like, I will work hard to not start fights. And if we do fight, I will not say hurtful things on purpose. I won't say hurtful things on purpose. I love it. But if I say it by accident, I'm not to be held responsible. But I would like you to take more of an initiative in the intimacy department. She just wants to be wanted. We women, we want to be wanted. And I know men want to be wanted too, and you want us to initiate as well. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, if we don't even feel, listen, when it comes to intimacy, that starts even before the sex, before the touching, before anything. If you're sending out those signals, men, that, you look good, that's enough. We'll initiate at that point, trust me. But if we're not even feeling that, we're not going to initiate shit. We want to be known that we are wanted and we're desired. That's not that hard. Anyway. So yeah, she says that. And he says, when I feel comfortable with it, I will. I just want to, sorry, I'm still doing the voice. He says, I just want to be attractive to you. And he says, you are. And I think at this point she's like, what do you love about me? And he's like, I love your quirky boobs. Oh my god. Oh, stop. Anyway, no, sorry, he didn't say boobs, he said boobies. And she says, you are the most beautiful man to me. Huh? Oh, okay. All right. And she tells him, if I have an attitude, you know what you gotta do, Gino? Just stick your your toe into my mouth. All the way down my throat. All the way down there. It will shut me up. His toe is like a pacifier in my mouth. I can't. I can't. Stop it. I'm sorry. I'm not sticking a man's toe in my mouth. The only thing on a man's body that is going into my mouth is his dick and his fingers. I do suck on my man's fingers sometimes. That is what I will do. That's it. I am not sucking on a man's toes. I'm not biting a man's ass. That's a throwback to the MILF manner. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing any of those things. Ew. Anyway. So now we're going dress shopping. We got matching jackets going on, he says, and it's like we're twins. She's like, I'm not your twin. So since the conversation earlier, they've been doing better. So we're gonna find an amazing dress for the pageant for like $1, he jokes. He says, if he could get a dress for $1, he would, trust me. So what about this hot pink one, Jasmine? You would look so hot. Then Gino picks out a really nice, like blush colored dress that has like the top kind of looks like a butterfly. It's actually really nice. And she's shocked, like I am, like the world is, that he actually has some style. And she's like, oh my gosh, it also looks like my ring. That's like a butterfly ring that she has. So that's in the running. And she's like, he could be like an underwear model. Jasmine says in the moment that he could be an underwear model. And I'm like, no. And she says, because he has a nice package. Let's leave that to Kobe. Because he too has a nice package. And at least he is someone I actually wouldn't mind seeing. Well, even just naked. But with the underwear on and that, it's only it. Like, I don't want to see that. I don't. Anyway, so then he asks her, like, what about being your manager? And she's like, what? He's like, yeah, I do have some experience. I almost entered into the Mr. Michigan pageant. What? He didn't, but he almost did. What? It's happy. What Twilight Zone did I enter into that Gino, of all people, was going to enter into Mr. Michigan? Oh my God. He was going to do that in his younger years. And then we see pictures of him when he was younger. I know we've seen pictures of him before, but we actually see pictures of him like shirtless in one of the pictures. And I'm just like, oh, Gino. Young Gino can get it. This Gino, no. That Gino, oh, he can get it. What happened? I'm sorry. What happened? Oh, he was good looking. Oh man. Anyway. So we're trying on the dresses now. She tries on the first one, which is the hot pink one. And I mean, it's typical Jasmine, honestly. It really is. But I think like it could be better. Okay. She looks good in it. It's whatever. The next one is an orange one, and he does not like it. He's like, it looks like you should be a part of the pumpkin patch. Oh man, I mean, she looks good in it, but I will say when she put it on and she came out, my eyes were like, you know, when your eyes start to bug out a little bit when you see certain colors, that's what happened. That means for me, it's too much. So I kind of agree that orange was a little too much. And then he's like, I really like the pink one. And she's like, sit is a call me master. Ew, don't do this here. But then she comes out in this gorgeous burgundy dress. I loved it. As soon as I saw her in, I'm like, that's the one. She looked beautiful in it. It was a beautiful color on her. I love that color. I mean, I love red, but it's not quite red, but I love that dress on her. It's a statement dress. I loved it. And she loves it. And he likes it. And that's the dress she's going with. I'm happy. That's a great dress. And she's like, it makes me look classy. I have a little bit of boobs going on, not too much. And, I'm not a bitch. And she's like, and it has a tail. Like an elegant man. Love it. But yes, that is it for Jasmine and Gino. Okay, let's do Kobe and Emily, because we actually have quite a bit for Lauren and Lexi. So let's do Kobe and Emily now. So this is the day for which we're going to be talking about the list for the dowry, and they're going to be presenting it today. So basically, Emily jokes or I think David jokes. So this is my last day to go out for the wedding then? Really? They're already married. So here comes Kobe. And, oh look, Daddy's here. This is so stupid. I'm sorry. But anyway, so we got, and again, I'm not saying anything against that. I'm just saying in this culture, usually, you're not supposed to have premarital sex. It's absolutely a no-no against not only the religion, but the culture. So that's the only reason why I'm saying that. So anyway, we got pineapples. We got the goat. Everyone comes out to see, and Emily is like, so I'm basically getting traded for a goat. Not even a herd of goats, is a goat. She's joking, but anyways, they're gonna name the goat Voya. I don't think you should name the goat because the goat's gonna be killed and eaten. Just saying, you don't name things that you're gonna eat. Anyways, Lisa should leave David there. Apparently, she's like, apparently he's like, she would leave me here and give the ticket to the goat. She would. She's all about the goat. She should take the goat because the goat's gonna be killed anyway. But anyways, we got palm oil, we got shirts, we got a cane, we got an umbrella, we got everything that was asked. And Kobe's like, all of it is yours as long as we can have your daughter. And Lisa's like, it sounds like ransom. Stop it. Stop it. This is a tradition. Enough. Anyways, but we are not done. We gotta talk bride price. And Lisa's like, I hate this, but Emily's not allowed to be there. She has to leave during this part. So apparently it's like we don't actually exchange money, like actual physical money. They use leaves in order to represent the money, and each leaf costs 100 Cameroonian francs. So that's what was really interesting. So Lisa's still on her shit about this, but David, thank the fucking Lord, is like, listen, we are in Cameroon, so we do as they do. Thank you, David. Voice of fucking reason. But yes, they are literally bargaining for Emily, which is so funny. It's funny, but it's also really interesting to see, this is what it's about. And so the final bride price, though, as they're kind of going back and forth, they settle on 700 Cameroonian francs, which Kobe explains is about $1.50. I don't even know what you could buy with $1.50 anymore. I don't even know. But he says, I mean, that doesn't sound expensive to everybody else, but in Cameroon, it actually is expensive. So then Kobe gets Emily, and she's on his side now with the family, and it's like, it kind of signifies that she's no longer a part of her family anymore. It signifies that. And although, that's not probably how it's going to be back in America, Lisa's fucking crying. She's crying, which I get. She's like, it's like she's not anymore. Well, people in other countries really do take marriage like that. And Africa really is a continent. This is generally speaking, because this is not the only place we see this in, where this is what happens. This is what marriage is. You do belong to the husband and their family. I'm not saying it's right or not right. I can't speak on it. But it's just how it is. It's crazy, but it's just how it is. But anyways, that's basically it for Kobe and Emily. I mean, we're getting these kind of snippets with them. I'm not getting a whole lot with them, but yeah, that's basically it. We're going to take a break here, and when we come back, we will finish up with the other two couples that we had to talk about. And yeah, that's that. So I have another song for you guys to take a listen to. This song is by Sophie and it's called Consider in English, but in French it is Songes. Hopefully I said that right. And that is the song. Of course, I did get this song from the PodSafe music directory of the World Podcast Network. So I will be playing that song for you now. If you like the song, you can go down to the show notes where there is a link to the PodSafe music directory, again on World Podcast Network, where you can listen to the song, you can download the song. It's all there for you. But without further ado, I'm going to start playing the song for you now.
Songez, 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 songez à la force de la rivière, la course folle du torrent, au secret caché sous les pierres, un rêve. Songez aux reflets changeants de la mer, à la danse des océans, à la beauté de la lumière, un rêve. La ligne bleue de l'horizon, comme un matin à ma fenêtre, je te regarde et sur ta bouche, un rêve. Songez au souffle brûlant de la route, dans un pays au bois dormant, quand je te frôle un parfum doux de fièvre. Songez à la chaleur qui nous envoûte, à la puissance du volcan, à l'eau qui recouvre la route, un rêve. La nuit profonde d'un mois d'août, la brise légère du vent me caresse le haut du cou, un rêve. Songez, 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 songez. Di, di, vamos a voltar, voltar, di, di, vamos a voltar, voltar, di. Songez,
And I am back. So let's jump in with Lauren and Alexi. So he's dropping the kids off at her parents' house because he says that the daycare is closed and she can't handle the kids. And her mom says, that's like, how are you, coping with everything? And he says he's stressed, obviously, with everything. And, with the war, the kids, this is a lot, and Lauren as well. And he says, don't you worry, though, I will have my payback. The fuck? Listen, Alexi, okay. Here are my thoughts and my feelings on it. Would I do surgery like this with 3 small kids, 3 under 3? No, I wouldn't. I don't even think I would do surgery like this, but again, that's just me. Everyone needs to go through their own journeys with their bodies, and that's fine. I don't know if I would necessarily do it with the small kids. And she says like, 'cause she's doing it now because they won't know and they won't remember, and maybe not. But it's just at least if they were a little older, a little more self-sufficient to do certain things by themselves, it would have been a lot easier. So I do understand that. And this is elective surgery. I definitely understand that and kind of get that. However, I get that it's hard on him, but this is something that Lauren does all the time. She's home with the kids. She's the one doing all of these different things that he's currently doing. And although, yes, it's difficult, but this is what, so deal with it. You don't say, I'm going to get my payback. No, you are their father. So whatever thing that she has to do, I know she doesn't work outside of the home, but this is what people do. People do work outside of the home and have to still take care of kids. And this payback attitude that he kind of came out with, I'm like, ew, Alexi. No, these are your children. You wanted them as much as she did, and you get to take care of them and raise them as much as she did. And I get that there's only so much that she can do, and that's the hard part. But when you're not home, she has to do it all by herself with no help. You know what I mean? It's just the selfishness of him in this moment, because it's like, although I don't necessarily agree with her decisions of doing the surgery now, I definitely don't agree with his choice of words here about, I'll get my payback. No. He says, I have to do all of this shit by myself. Okay, I know I've kind of went over this already. And her mom is like, so she whines to you, doesn't she? And he's like, yeah, she bitches when I get home, and, immediately after I get home. And it's just like, okay, but she's in pain. I get it. Again, elective. But surgery sucks afterwards. So it's just, anyway. He says that there is a lot of tension now between them. He thinks that she really downplayed the recovery process. Maybe, but she didn't fully know. You were in the room with her when she found out that this recovery was going to be gnarly. And both of you were like, we didn't know that. So how can you say she was downplaying it when she didn't even know? He says, if he knew how badly, how much it was involved with the recovery, he wouldn't have been as supportive with it. In the next scene, we see Lauren folding some clothes, and we can still see that she's clearly in pain. And he's putting the boys to bed. And it's been about a month now since surgery. And she says it's crazy because psychologically I feel better, but maybe she's not fully better. And I totally 100% get that. Anyone who's had surgery, I think, can totally understand this, where your brain is literally telling you there's no more pain anymore. I can walk now. I was doing the hunched over thing that she was doing before too. And when you finally are not having to hunch over like that anymore, you're like, oh, I feel better now. But really and truly, your body isn't fully okay yet. Your body isn't fully recovered yet. And it plays tricks with you. It's 100% accurate. Because she's kind of feeling like this, her doctor has said that she wants her to do less, to basically be like nothing. And the doctor says that he wants her to do less, and that is basically causing inflammation. And she kind of says, as she's getting better, Alexi is under the impression that because she's doing better, she can do more. or, slowly start to do more. It's also confusing for him too. So she tells him about the appointment, and Alexi's like, you can fold? And you're like, yeah, but with all of the repetitive nature of folding and putting stuff away, it's going to ruin the surgery. And he, just like in the words of Manuel, I didn't know you were a doctor. I did not know you went to medical school, because Alexi says, no, it won't. How do you know? It's very possible that it can set her back. So, don't know where you're getting that from. And I think this is kind of his idea of trying to like make sure she's still doing what they've kind of agreed on her to do. And he's like, so what do you want me to do? He's like, you're just gonna lay down all day? And he's like, you have babies, or 3 babies. I can't do it all myself. Well, again, what does Lauren do? Anyways, when she's okay, she does exactly what you're complaining about. And he's like, we do laundry once a week because she wants to do it every day. He's like, we're going to do it my fucking way. We're going to do laundry once a week. And that way you can kind of fold slowly throughout the week. He says, in his like kind of off to the side, guy says, she can't look up, she can't look down, she can't, do anything like, and he tells her, I feel you underestimated the healing. And he's like, I now have to deal with it. And she says, I didn't know. And this part I fucking hate, because she retorts back with, I also did the surgery for you. No, don't do that. This was not about him. This is everything about you. And you know what? I'd rather you just keep to that. Again, everyone has different views. I think this subject, for some people, depending on the person, can be somewhat polarizing, whether or not you agree with her doing it or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. It's her body, her choice. But I think we can all agree that no one does a surgery, especially an elective one, for the other person. You definitely can use that tactic to sell yourself into doing the surgery, but it's not about him. Don't make it about him. Because if he had his way, you wouldn't have done the surgery. If you could have had it his way. So I hated because it kind of feels very manipulative on her part to kind of be like, I did it for you too, though. No, you didn't. You didn't do this for him. You did it for you. And that is fine, but just stick to that. Anyway, he says, no, you didn't. He's like, I told you to go to the gym. Go to gym, just like Julia tells you to do. Okay? And he's like, I feel you did this all the easy way out, which, again, people may agree. Yes and no. I think the things that she's dealing with, though, like, if it's about the weight, she's not that overweight. Even if I don't consider Lauren overweight even before surgery. She could have maybe figured that out in the gym. But I think the other issues that she's dealing with are not things that the gym is going to fix. That's just, not fully it. But anyways, he does, the easy way out thing. And he's like, you thought you would wake up and be Barbie. And that's the thing. If that is how she really feels, that she would wake up and be Barbie, that's a problem. That's body dysmorphia type thing, because no one should be coming out of a surgery or just going through life thinking they look like Barbie or want to look like Barbie. Anyway, he said that doesn't work like that. And she's like, what do you want me to do? And he's like, do what I say and not how you want it. She then says, I'm happy that I downplayed it because you wouldn't have supported it. So wait, did you or did you not say that you didn't have any clue as to how intense this recovery process was going to be. Because when you say something like this, that you are happy you downplayed something, otherwise you wouldn't have supported me doing it, then that tells me that you damn well didn't know what the recovery process was going to be, and you did downplay purposely to your husband so you could get what you wanted. And that is the equivalent of selfish. I hope that's not the case. But, you know, her choice of words here are not the greatest. And he's like, that's it. I'm sleeping on the couch. And he leaves and she calls him a fucking asshole. But yeah, that's basically it there with Lauren and Alexi. Let's move on to our final couple of the episode. And that's Patrick and Thais. So we're back at dinner again, and Carlos is giving Jose some shit about charging for your granddaughter's birthday party. But Patrick is like, listen, I don't think this is Carlos's problem. And John is like, I don't know what he said, Jose, but you shouldn't be charging your son. And Patrick, being fucking Patrick in this moment, is like, what are you talking about? You? And John's like, what? And he's like, I charged you for rent or whatever. And he's like, yeah, and I gave you more. And he's like, it still wasn't enough. That's not necessary. But anyway, I wrote, like, when Thais agrees with John about letting the apartment go, that we're in some uncharted territory. Then Carlos takes this conversation and makes it about basically Patrick not getting the blessing. And he's like, do you know how to raise your son? Where's the problem, Carlos? Jose didn't raise his son. Jose didn't raise his son. Barely his mother raised her children. The children raise each other. So the answer to your question is there's nothing there to really say. There was no raising of children by Jose. Anyway, Patrick says this has nothing to do with it. And John says, let's be real here. Thais lied to you. So therefore he couldn't get the blessing from you. There is more to... there's no more kissing the ring. The wedding has already happened. And Thais says it's about the respect. Which I get that it's about respect, but you're not... what's the point of getting blessing at this point? Y'all are married and have a daughter whose year birthday we're celebrating. And Thais says that her dad was talking too much and caused some problems. And this is how we are not about to act on the day of the party. So get your shit together. Anyway, so we are kind of just perusing a market. And what will the party be like after last night? If this is how last night was, like, how can we expect it to be any different? And Patrick feels like everyone is against Jose. Yeah, everyone there and everyone watching the show. And Thais says, listen, I do not want this apartment anymore. It makes no sense. It's causing more stress. And Patrick is like, I don't want to do that. And he basically is like, you can't make that decision all on your own. But Thais doesn't really understand what he went through in his childhood. I guess Patrick hasn't really opened up to her about that, which, I mean, maybe you should. But she believes that he is definitely trying to buy Jose's love. Anyway. And the last and final thing, we have quite a bit with them this episode. We're meeting with Thais' friends, and they don't like Patrick because they feel that he stole her away and moved her too quick. And you're thinking, wait, did they not know that she was getting married? Like, I maybe understand you not telling your father, but you didn't even tell your friends? So you're just lying left, right, and center to everybody. Jeez, oh, please, man. But then Patrick accidentally spills a drink onto the table, and Thais Remember that already. So her friends are like, you treat her good. This relationship move fast, you know? Then they bring up Patrick kissing another woman. Now, this is a storyline that I did not remember from their first season, but it kind of somewhat jogged my memory a little bit. I think we did hear this before. He apparently kissed some girl at like a party or something. That didn't really mean anything, but he did it while they were not together, but they were already in each other's lives. And Thais didn't handle it well, but of course, like, they weren't together, right? And he says, like, yeah, I kissed Sarah. It's her name. But he says, like, the whole thing is, it's in the past, it's past. It was in the past. He's like, I didn't hook up with her. And they're kind of like, well, kissing is cheating, which, yes, it definitely is. So, is this the brother who causes problems talking about John? And they kind of start accusing him of being a bad influence and everything. Like, someone actually does say that's like, you're a bad influence and all of this. And he kind of just sets John off, which I kind of understand. Because I think her friend literally calls him an asshole, and John retorts back with slut, kind of Jim Carrey, but just slut. So yeah, not great, not great. Because she kind of follows it up with throwing a drink in his face when she is called a slut. Liar version. But yeah, I think that is it for Patrick and Thais. And that is it for the episode. So yeah, I'm not going to do coming upon just because you are getting this the day after the most recent episode. So I'm not going to do it. We're just going to end it off. But yeah, that's basically it for this episode. So if you like what you heard, please rate, review the podcast on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, don't forget that you can also share us with everyone in your life if you really love this. And I do want to read those reviews. I'm definitely getting 5-star ratings, but I want to read those reviews. So send me those reviews and I will read those 4 and 5-star reviews on the podcast. Also, we're on every one of your favorite podcast apps, every one of them, including you can find us on YouTube at Reality Tea Times 2. If you want to connect with us, you can do so by going to either Facebook or Instagram at Reality Tea Times 2. You can also find us on Twitter, TikTok, Reddit at Reality Tea Times 2 pod. We also have our email, which is at realityteatimes2@hotmail.com. Definitely want to hear from you guys. And we also have our new website where you can listen to all of these episodes. You can review the podcast on there as well. You can connect with me in any way, all the stuff. It's all there, and you can find me there at www.realityteatimes2, all spelled out, .podpage.io. It's there. And don't forget, I also have my other podcast with my friend Mikkel, Next Take Podcast, where we talk about all kinds of different topics. But you can find us on any of your favorite podcast apps over there as well. Or you can also go to YouTube, and you go to Next Take Podcast, as well as our website, which is solo.to/Next Take Podcast. So yeah, there's that, and that's basically that. And again, don't forget, if all of this information is overwhelming, we do have all of the links, everything in our show notes. But that is it for now, guys. Thanks. Bye.